Hi, today we'll be reading the poem of another K-pop star. Now, she does not have the, what do you say, typical hand of a K-pop idol. Her hand is more like, what do you say, like not of a person who would go it solo, but of a band member. So that's why it's not typical, because the most talented ones tend to go solo and don't want to be in a group. So here we see that her hand is interesting because there's a double headline. First, let me go to this double headline, because that's one thing which stands out on her phone. This is another picture. We can clearly see this is the main headline, and then there is another headline over it. And this headline starts around, you could say, the 30 mark. Now what happens is that when there is an extra headline over the headline, especially when it starts independently, or maybe it's starting from Jupiter, most probably, it means that the person, they have a logical nature, and it becomes double logical, meaning that overall this hand is very logical. It's like not that type of hand which wants to break the rules. It's a very conservative hand. It wants to follow the rules. The person having this hand wants to follow the rules, and they don't like people breaking the rules. They also think very mentally before that. Like, they won't give into emotions, they won't start relationships, etc., or be public about it. So they'll go about it like a very goody two shoes type of person. What happens in their 30s is that this quality of theirs, this increases, meaning that they're already a good Samaritan. This increases and they become fully logical. With this extra headline also enters extra money, because headline is the capability of earning money, as fate line shows that how much a person can earns money, not can, but earns money. But this shows how much a person can be able to earn money, how a person withstands fame, because once you get famous, you have to withstand the negative effects of fame. So this person will have most probably start maybe something secondary to like what they're already doing to singing, maybe start a business like that, but most probably they won't go it solo. They might never become a K-pop idol in the sense of going solo, like some people, some of the K-pop idols who are in bands, in groups, I've seen their hands. They have solo potential. Like, I would say Red Velvet's Wendy. If you look at her hand, she has this independent streak in her. But this person is more reliant. This person is extremely confident. I'll get to that soon. But this person is more reliant on the traditional stuff. And also with logical people, they do not like non-logical people, and this trait will also be enhanced when she enters her 30s or late 20s. Like, she will not get along with many emotional people, or people who cry in public, stuff like that. They might lose some friendships. They might become a bit like, loner is not a bad word. I would say that she would prefer to be alone or with a small group of friends when she enters her late 20s or early 30s, and she might like leave singing altogether. She might leave the public domain and do something more behind the desk. This is, I see happening. But once she enters her 30s, she's not, that's why I said she doesn't have a typical K-pop idol hand. Now let's go here. If we see another trait I've seen in her hand, is that she is very straightforward, extremely straightforward, because if you see the thumb, it's very straight, it's not hourglass shaped. So this person, they are smart, but they are not clever, in the sense that if you are in the media industry, you have to have this slight cleverness about you. The one thing good about her hand is that the mercury finger is still long. It's above average. So she has good business acumen. She can be social when she wants to, non-social when she wants to. She is a money maker. But for her, she's too straightforward for the media industry. So she is like the person who will, like, people who have the government job, they know they have to do this and that, and then retire and then live a peaceful life. So this person is like that. Like, if she wasn't in this, she might have just gone to done a government job, a high paying job, and stuff. Like, this overall hand shows a lot of money. This person will never be without money. This person is a money maker, but this person does not like the limelight. They do not like breaking rules, mending rules. They do not like, they are also very traditional. They might not show this, but they are very traditional. They like the traditional marriage, and most likely she won't marry a K-pop idol, because she already knows what the K-pop idol life is like. The lifestyle of any, not even K-pop, but in general, the celebrity lifestyle, she is not accustomed to it. So she will most probably just leave K-pop, etc., when she enters her 30s. Again, nothing is certain. and I'm not maybe the best palm reader out there, so it could be that this never happens, but most likely it will happen according to what I've studied. We also see a very good Mercury line at the start. As I said, this hand is typical of a person who is a money maker. So going into business in her 30s, she can produce, she can launch a fragrance, a dress line, etc. That will work very well. Even if she does it in a partnership, that will work very well, but most probably she will do it maybe like this type of hand. It's that type of hand where she marries someone who's a businessman, and then she starts a business partnership with him, or asks him to sponsor her to start a business. So most likely that will happen. I also see a good star formation here. If we zoom in, we see a good star formation here like this. So but the star is on the side of the hand. Again, if I'll also see, I think I did make a star on Jupiter video. I'll just attach it in the description. People who have a star on Jupiter, right, there are two types. One is the one which stands out, and one is the one on the side. On the side, it means that when the person enters their 30s, mostly mid 30s, but in her case the other headline is appearing in her early 30s, it happens that the person has contacts over the years, and then what happens is they want to quit what they are already doing and want to start another field. So what happens is that they use their contacts, these contacts which they don't use early on, and use them in the 30s, mostly mid 30s, usually mid 30s to early 40s, but in our case early 30s itself. So this again increases what I said already before that. It complements what I've said already before that. And the other thing about the star is, as it is on the side of the hand, this is found on many vice presidents, and in the countries where prime minister is the most strongest, so it is found on many presidents in the secondary position. So what happens is, as long as she is in the secondary position, she will be very happy. If she is like to go into the main, I don't know if she's the main vocalist or band, but if she is thrown into the main position, she won't be happy, because she does not like, it's not that she's not responsible. The Saturn mount is good, there is responsibility, but she does not like taking the burden of that. Like in the case of, if you watch cricket, you know that a person, many people, many cricketers, they're very good, but what happens is when they're made captains, some of them cannot perform at all, and some people leave the captaincy because it's a new ordeal, it's a different arena altogether. So in her case, yeah, as long as she herself knows this, she knows herself very well. There is one thing about her, that she knows herself, so she is not finding herself like some others, so she's not confused at all, and she is a person who has grown up quickly. She's in her early 20s now, and some people take some are late bloomers. When they reach 40, they might have success before that, they might be famous before that, but they're like, oh, now I know what I want to do. But she's an early bloomer, she knows what she wants to do since a early age. I also see the overall hand that she is a type of person who comes from a middle to upper middle class family. I won't be surprised if her family has a lot of people who work for the South Korean government, or even the government of foreign countries, or foreign diplomats, because of the strength of her Jupiter mount. Her Jupiter mount is extremely strong. The Jupiter finger is extremely strong, even longer than this. The Saturn finger is also strong, but a bit bent, which means that she will, when the Saturn finger is a bit bent, she is a bit non-traditional in her life. What she sings about, raps about, she has original thoughts, etc. But what happens is, as the person grows up, plus the Saturn finger is long as well, the Saturn mount is good. This means that as the person grows up, they start having the Saturnian qualities of seriousness, so again retreating into obscurity. And then we also see that the thumb, again I go to the thumb, that it's very straightforward. So she is very straightforward, and she just says it as it is, and this also will not be successful in the media world for a long duration. The thumb is well balanced, the thumb is long. This person, they are not driven by emotions, they are driven by logic, so they won't be part of scandals, or if they are, they will immediately hush up about it, or try to eliminate it quickly as possible. Many people might go to her for advice because she has a very logical hand. She has a type of hand where people who go to her for advice because they know this person thinks logically. She is very romantic. The headline, the heartline starts like this from above, so it means it's upward swerving. So this means that she is romantic, but it's starting between the two fingers, which means that she is very balanced. She is romantic and practical, but she's not one to fall head over heels over a person. So a very logical person most probably will marry someone equally logical and will have good self-control, not go through scandals throughout her life. A very good hand, but I don't see it being very successful in the K-pop world. Thank you so much for recommending this hand, and I hope you have a nice day.